Well, as you're seeing there, roads taking a beating with ice and snow. And the thing is, we're not just talking about there in East Charlotte and in the Plaza or Central. We're talking about 77, 277, 85. We're talking about all of it. And joining us on the phone right now, Trooper Raymond Pierce with the North Carolina Highway Patrol. Trooper, thanks for taking time. I'm assuming it's a busy morning for you so far. What are you hearing about out on the roads? And just before we get started, let me say we're showing, as you speak, live pictures from 277 of a car that's now gotten stranded in the snow. This is usually 5 lanes of traffic. Keep in mind, folks. This is usually bumper to bumper traffic on a given weekday. And this person is now stranded out of their car, and cars are having to go around it. Trooper Pierce, give me a sense. Is this what you're seeing all across the greater Charlotte area?
It is. The majority of our travel at this time is on the interstate. We do have less traffic on those surface streets. The interstate DOT has been very good about plowing those ever since the weather became inclement. But those surface streets, the city streets, and those state-maintained roads out in the county are still extremely slick. But we are seeing several vehicles that are not driving slow enough. That is the big thing we're telling people. Unless you have to be out, do not go out today. It's not worth the risk. Also, if you do have to go out, decrease your speed and increase your following distance. Most of the people that we are responding to have slid off into the ditch, hit the median wall, and it's typically because they're driving a little too fast for the conditions and using their brakes to control their speed. We need to remind people that in weather like this, your accelerator is what should control your speed. If you use that to slow your speed down, you're going to reduce the opportunity to lose traction when you're on these icy roadways.
Yeah, and something people don't think about enough. We spoke to the folks at Medic earlier, and they said that actually they felt like it had been a slower day for them, at least so far, because they felt like people were staying off the roads up until this point. Understanding that may very well change. How about for you all? Has it been a busy morning, or have you been somewhat pleased to see folks staying off the road?
We have been pleased. Luckily, this storm has fallen on a weekend day where people are not getting out going to work. So they are heeding that warning. So it has not been an extremely busy day up to this point. Typically, as in past, as the day progresses, people tend to want to get out later in the afternoon. They've been cooped up in the house, and it seems like after 12, 2 or 3 o'clock is when we see an uptick in the amount of our calls for service. But today we haven't seen that large influx of calls that we typically do on these inclement weather days. We're bracing up for tomorrow to be the worst call for day, with everyone returning back to work.
Yeah, and that's what our forecasters and meteorologists are worried about as well. Tomorrow morning's commute could be a real issue. All right, Trooper, thank you so much. Be safe. Here's hoping that the quiet remains over the course of the next few hours for all the fine folks over at Highway Patrol. And as we go to break, folks, take a look. This is the picture of the car stuck on 277. This is the loop that goes around Uptown, seeming to get out of its rut with the help of a fellow pedestrian. We'll keep our eye on this situation and keep you updated throughout the morning. Also, expecting to hear from the governor about this winter storm coming up at the top of the hour.